One of the things I wanted to talk about today is registration as a Title III funding portal. Is there anybody in the room? I think we have people that have all sorts of interest, but is there anybody in the room interested in starting a portal and being actually a platform? Okay, so we have a couple of people here. As you know, or may not know, under Title II, a platform, a funding platform, is not required to undergo any sort of licensing or approval process. So that's a number of those current platforms are operating either in conjunction with a broker-dealer or on their own, and they're not required to go through any licensing process. Under Title III, to do a Title III or a Reg CF, to be a licensed intermediary, you either need to be, or to be a platform, you either need to be a registered broker-dealer or you need to be a licensed intermediary. And so I just want to talk about the steps really quickly of what it takes to be a licensed intermediary, to go through and license your portal without being a broker-dealer. The first thing you need to do is you need to work, and one thing that's interesting about being a licensed intermediary is you have to work with both FINRA and the SEC. So you have to the first thing you have to do is you have to reserve your name with FINRA. That's the first thing I would suggest. I have lots of clients go through that. It's pretty simple. The approval comes back fairly quickly as long as nobody else has taken your name. The second thing you need to do is you need to file with the SEC. The form you file there is the form funding portal. And in order to do that, similar to when you're making a reg, or as they spoke about earlier, you need to obtain access to the EDGAR system, which means you have to go through the process of filing, getting your CIK codes, and then once you have those, you can get online and file your form funding portal, which we've started doing and helping people with. So while that's in the process, and the SEC says that will be approved the later of 30 days after it's been filed, or the day that you're approved with FINRA. So simultaneous with your SEC application, you also have to file with FINRA, and FINRA has you have to go through their entitlement process, and then you have to file their funding portal entitlement application. So there's two applications, one with the SEC, one with FINRA. We are telling our clients that it takes roughly 30 to 60 days to get through that process. May 16th is when portals can go live, so we're encouraging our clients to start that process now so that they're ready to go if they'd like to launch on May 16th. A couple things just to say, as a Title III funding portal, again, you do not need to be licensed as a broker-dealer. However, there's a lot of wisdom in working with a broker-dealer. Some of the things that you can or can't do as a Title III funding portal, you cannot give investment advice. You can't say, hey, we really like this because of this reason. However, one of the wins in sort of the back and forth on Title III was the SEC will allow you to curate deals on your site, meaning they will allow you to feature certain deals. They'll allow you to select which deals come on your platform, which was a big question because that's really akin to providing investment advisory services, which you need a license for. But the SEC said you can provide curation services, meaning, hey, we like this deal or we don't, and they will allow you to highlight deals on your site. As a funding portal, you have to provide educational materials, you have to provide compliance materials to your clients. You also have to provide a mechanism where investors can communicate with another, as well as a tool so that investors can communicate with the issuers on the site. Some things that you cannot do is you cannot, as an issuer, as a portal, you can't advertise certain deals. I don't know how many in this room are signed up with any of the current real estate platforms, but I get emails every week from a dozen real estate platforms saying, look at this property, check out these latest deals. And under Title III as a platform or a licensed intermediary, you will not be able to advertise specific deals, but you will be able to advertise people to come to your platform and look at deals there. But you cannot advertise specific deals, nor can you pay somebody to try to market specific deals. But you can pay people to people to market to your site. The last thing I want to talk about is just commissions as a licensed intermediary. You can receive, in addition, you can receive fees for listing. You can receive fees for helping prepare documents, any number of services. But you can also receive commissions, which was a big deal. You can take a part of the money that's raised. You also are allowed to take equity as part of that commission, which again is another win.
Can you talk about the cost, like for the legal and for the filing, what that runs?
It's relatively inexpensive. The form funding portal is a pretty easy form to fill out. I mean, we're telling our clients it's around $2,500 to go through that process.
Yes, can you comment on the requirement for escrow funds and who's really providing the escrow services? I think the platforms have to have the funds escrowed.
So there are a number of service providers out there that actually will provide your escrow services for you. Our Bank Club Fund America provides those escrow services. There's other groups that do that. One thing that was interesting is I know a lot of those groups they have a whole package. It'll be your know your customer, your AML, your anti-money laundering. Some of those are not required under a Title III offering by the licensing intermediary platform, which is good. Yes.
Can a licensed intermediary facilitate due diligence
Can they facilitate due diligence
on behalf of potential investors?
So they're responsible for making sure that the issuer complies with certain requirements and that they have the required disclosure to their Form C file. As far as initiating due diligence, they aren't required to, and I would suggest not providing that. DJ, you have
just if the intermediary is if the intermediary is a broker dealer, they can do whatever they want in terms of conditioning. If the intermediary in Title III is a funding portal new thing, then it becomes a little bit more careful because they're restricted from offering this investment advice. So as long as they don't cross the line of offering advice where showing the diligence doesn't apply advice, then they can do it. I'm sorry.
No, and I appreciate that. Where I was going with that is that I was going to just add that they can facilitate communication, and they are required to facilitate communication between the issuer and the investor. However, performing, I absolutely agree. They should not. They have to be really careful in providing due diligence because it would look like investment advice. Yeah.
Do you have any idea if any of these educational and compliance materials required to be given to investors have been authored yet? I know they all are going to look the same.
I think they'll look largely the same. I know that there are groups out there that they're providing these things. Our firm's taking a shot at drafting some of those educational and compliance materials. So
you have an idea what they look like now? We
had offered, those for a flat rate. So, but there's other, I think they'll spring up, and then probably at the end of the day, all look the same. Yeah.
Does the court bear any responsibility for the outcome of the investment? In other words, you raise $1 million, you give the entrepreneur $1 million, and it all gets squandered away. Not fraudulently, but the guy just is incompetent, blows all the money.
The key there is the not fraudulently. The portal has some responsibility if they know that they have some responsibility to ask reasonable questions regarding the issuer. But obviously, if it's a bad deal, it's a bad deal. That's,
Well, but
that
you know,
doesn't
maybe
come back.
maybe it's a fine deal. I mean, in fact, most ideas are fantastic, but you know, what if the executing party is just not highly experienced in executing?
And I think that's a risk, and I think that's something that's going to happen.
That's
That's the big fear, I think, and one of the reasons why regulators, I think, are afraid of this is, well, you know, what if the deal goes bad? But deals go bad all the time.
Okay, thank you. Looks like we're running out of time.
Okay, next up.